Good evening. It's been one of the worst harvests in more than 50 years. It's been so bad, in fact, that farmers on the Saanich Peninsula are calling an emergency meeting to try and figure out what to do. Check News profiled the problem last month, but now it's worse. It's mid-August and the season is growing short. Bruce Kirkpatrick reports.
It's August 10th and Wendy Fox points out she has to wear a hoodie in her corn patch. You can't do much about the weather, but perhaps you can do something about this. Farmers say the deer population has doubled in the past year. The weather is creating late crops and deer are destroying them, and farmers want something done.
I would really like to get the farmers on the peninsula together so that we can sit down and do some brainstorming, figure out where we go from here, because it's not just me being affected. All of the farmers out here are being affected by the deer population.
Fox and others on the Saanich Peninsula who exist on agriculture have had the worst spring in over half a century. The coldest spring since 1955, they say. Heavy rain that made fields too muddy so they couldn't plant in May. Cold through June and July. And deer. This is called row cover. It's a very thin material, and they put it on the crops very early to keep the corn warm. It was so cold this spring they had to use twice as much as normal, and then the deer came along and stomped holes in it. The wind came up and blew it away. There's a deer track there, another one here. Ken Fox spent $16,000 on row cover last year.
And the labor to put the row cover on and off is very expensive too.
In the strawberry patch, there are weeds everywhere because Wendy says there just isn't any point in harvesting where deer have gone before.
The deer just came in and ate all the plants, and once they've eaten the leaves off the plants, you don't get any berries forming on the plants. So that crop was gone. They've eaten whole fields of lettuce. They've eaten corn. They eat everything, absolutely everything.
Farmers everywhere on the Saanich Peninsula face the same problems.
We haven't been able to produce any lettuce for the last 2 years because of the deer.
Should there be an emergency meeting of farmers on this peninsula?
Definitely. I'd say the sooner the better.
Even though it's cool, even cold at night, it's dry now. Just another problem as the Fox farms use municipal water, and that's expensive. The corn is a full month late this year, full production just beginning. But it's even later in Vi Bartlett's garden. And your corn at home?
It's another 3-4 weeks.
Saanich Peninsula farmers hope to meet by next week to come up with a united front to present municipal and provincial officials to find some way to keep deer out of their yard. They know it's a tough row to hoe.